Mac's coastal castle is his pride and joy, but not everyone appreciates the hard work he's put into his garden. While his neighbours shower him with compliments, council's told Mac, rip it up or pay up.
At Mac's place, you won't find a banner of surrender flying from the front yard flagpole. Mac likes a challenge, and a few years ago he set out to turn his nature strip from something like this into this.
We laid the turf, planted the Aggies, we've watered them, looked after them, planted 27 trees on the fence line outside and 40 on the inside. And we've meticulously looked after all those the whole time.
The glossy green agapanthus were chosen in part because they fit in locally. On Victoria's Mornington Peninsula, where Mac lives, there's plenty of them, and they're also known for their resilience and toughness, a bit like Mac.
I love the Aggies. My wife's an Aggie girl, but people either tend to love them or hate them, but they're very, very much part of a peninsula. They're really good, so you'll find them everywhere.
Mac and wife Paula were ready to sit back and enjoy the fruits of their labour. They'd run a business, raise their kids, even become adoptive parents. And for 6 years, the nature strip attracted nothing but positive comments.
In short, the local neighbours have come across the road and said, Mac, you've done a fabulous job. In fact, one of them, Craig, across the road here, he's lawned his nature strip, he said, because I've embarrassed him into it.
As the steady stream of compliments continued for their greenery, Mac and Paula applied for a permit for a carport, and a council inspector came out to consider that plan last year.
And he ticked it off, everything according to Hoyle. But while he was here, I must have been a rather overzealous person, because he took a photo of our Aggies along the curbside and sent them to compliance, sent them notice to compliance saying these are against bylaw. And that's how it all started.
These sneaky photos led to a compliance notice that arrived in September, demanding Mac remove his agapanthus by March at his cost or pay a fine of $7,692.
Oh, it was shocking. Just a joke. I mean, I'm a bit old-fashioned in a lot of ways, and I ain't giving in.
What makes this case so curious is that Mac's agapanthus-adorned nature strip is hardly unique. Just to see for ourselves, we set off on a quick drive down the road. In short, we found oodles of Aggies nestled on nature strips, and while they weren't all looking their blooming best, there was no sign that they were being removed. Well, Mac, we've done a 5-minute tour of your area and we would have seen hundreds of agapanthus.
Yep, hundreds and hundreds everywhere. And once again, these are on a council nature strip.
If council fined this property owner, it'd probably be $40,000, wouldn't it?
It'd be a lot more than mine, Seb, that's for sure.
Mac's made this point to council, but they're digging in on the issue, with some suggestion council might be planning an attack on the agapanthus by considering them a weed.
They want to get rid of Aggies off the peninsula. Well, it'll never happen in my lifetime or in my grandson's lifetime. I mean, they're just everywhere. So I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's petty, pig-headed, you know, I just think it's dictatorial.
The council case is that nature strips are their responsibility, and Mac shouldn't have gone ahead without their approval. But just compare the state of nature strips left in council care to Mac's place and ask yourself, who's being more responsible?
You think they've taken a management course off Vladimir Putin. I mean, they have just been unfriendly, dogmatic, egotistical. So every argument they put up is just a furphy. It really is. It's just pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
And things recently got nastier when council made a second demand. Mac had added this entrance path to the property for wheelchair access, but council says it has to go too, or the fine doubles to $15,384.
So, you know, you can't take a trick with them.
What sort of path is this council on?
The wrong path, Seb.
Mac's trying to keep a sense of humour about it, but he never thought he'd pay such a penalty for trying to improve his street. And at 79, it's a horticultural headache he didn't see coming.
It's just made our life a bit of a misery. And at our age, we don't need it. I mean, all we've asked for is a fair go and some common sense. I mean, what really is lacking here is plain good old common sense. And they haven't got any.
Doesn't mince his words, does he? And well, council doesn't look like softening, calling Mac's hard work illegal and unauthorised. So good luck with the fight, Mac.